What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Like, share, subscribe, comment. IG TikTok about the video, and we're gonna hop right into it. So today we will be talking about T Grizzley. Now this shit, it's a crazy ass story. I ain't even gonna lie to you. This nigga T Grizzley, if this shit true, this nigga wildin'. But if you haven't heard, it has been recent. I guess I ain't gonna say I guess they're going forward with the trial of the murder of his aunt, Javina Brown, or JB as people called her. The murder of Javina Brown.
T Grizzley, one of Detroit's most popular rappers, but earlier this week, Javina Brown was shot and killed on the city's east side.
So to start, if you don't know what happened with Javina Brown basically was where we're getting convicting stories, but basically she was killed inside a vehicle while T Grizzley was at his cousin's house, or like he was going to his cousin's house. So to start with, if you're wondering why she didn't want to get out the car to start with, she said she didn't like well, T Grizzley is saying this, but T Grizzley is saying that she didn't like germs and things of that sort, and as well as this is not his blood aunt, but this is his aunt by marriage to his uncle, who I believe is currently in prison. So that's what happened to Javina Brown. So if you didn't know as well, who's getting arrested for pulling the trigger is 600 Rule, and yes, I mean 600, like 600 Breezy, like Take Capone, like them niggas 600, like Chicago 600. Yeah, 600 Woo has basically, so that's when people first figured that out. People first were thinking that OTF and Chicago niggas and 600 backdoor T Grizzley, because they had a close relationship as at that time, because she got murdered in 2019, August 19th, or it was either August 19th or August 20th, 2019. I know it was like around that time, Dirk and T Grizzley had the Bleeders collab album. They also, they just did a lot of music together and things of that sort. But we do understand that it wasn't a backdoor, because they continue to have a relationship even 5-6 years later, as we seen Buka was the groomsman at T Grizzly's wedding and things of that sort. So they still have a relationship. So that's what kind of threw that narrative off, that this is a backdoor with T Grizzley and OTF. So, but it's still looking like a backdoor, if I do say so myself. So that's what the new details that we are bringing up in court with 600 Woo. So I'll read basically some of the indictment from word to word, and then I'll explain it. So when Whedon was arrested by Chicago police on October 19, 2019, he was in possession of a stolen rental car, a blue Nissan Versa bearing New York license plate HRK 4937. The car was a Hertz rental car that had been due to return on August 24th, 2019. Like I said, she was murdered on 19th and the 20th. Hertz was filed a stolen vehicle report with the Lombard Police Department in September 2019. The appearance of this blue Nissan Versa is consistent with the appearance of the dark color sedan captured on surveillance video near the August 20th, 2019 homicide scene around the time of the shooting. DPD, Detroit Police Department, conducted a query of Michigan license plate reader cameras around the date of August 20th, 2019 homicide for the stolen blue Nissan Versa's New York license plate HRK 4937. The query revealed that an LPR in New Buffalo, Michigan, captured the car traveling eastbound on I-94 on August 19th, 2019 at 6:35 p.m., a day prior to the Detroit homicide. New Buffalo is just across the Michigan border from Indiana in the southwestern part of Michigan. In February 2020, DPD received notification from the MSP lab of MIBIN lead potential association between a casing recovered from the scene of the 2019 homicide in Detroit and the test fire casing from a handgun that was recovered 2 months later in Chicago, specifically a Glock 2340 caliber semi-automatic handgun bearing serial number PACZ 363 that was seized from Jermaine Whedon by Chicago police on October 19, 2019. A review of CSLI revealed that Whedon's cell phone traveled into Michigan from the area of Chicago on August 19, 2019. the day before the homicide, connected to cell towers before the geographic area of the crime scene, and around the reported time of the homicide on August 20, 2019. On August 20, 2019, the night of the murder, the phone connected to a cell tower located less than 0.5 miles from the shooting scene in Detroit, multiple times over an approximate 2-hour period, starting around 7 p.m. and continuing until 8:56 p.m., which minutes before shooting occurred. So all that basically laid out the evidence for how they caught 600 Wu. 600 Wu was caught with, basically red-handed. Not even gonna lie to you. 600 Wu was caught with the vehicle. With the vehicle that they seen at the scene. He was caught with the gun and the ballistics match of the murder weapon that killed Javina Brown. So 600 Wu is basically caught red-handed. But where it gets fishy for T Grizzley is his stories and things are not adding up, and some more things that are said in court. So where his story is not adding up is because, one, he talks about, and he did this on, I don't even know the guy's podcast, but I'll put the clip in here though. But basically he was talking about how he, like I said earlier, got out the car, and they, once he was at his cousin's house trying to get to the door, that's when they came to the car and killed Javina Brown.
So the night everything happened, man, can you kind of go over that night with us? I know y'all was at the studio. I seen you on your Instagram.
Yeah, so we was at the studio with Guapo and Jay Swan or whatever, and I'm going over my cousin's house, my older cousin.
Mm-hmm.
He was real close with my pops, just like my pops' brother.
Mm-hmm.
And I always try to, show him some love, because that's another wound we really ain't healed from.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I went over there, and I was telling her, like, come in the house. And she like, no, I don't want to go in. I'm begging her to come in the house.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, certain areas, you just got to move right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't about where you at. I could go anywhere I want to.
Right.
But I got to move right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm moving right, can't nothing happen to me. So I'm telling her to come in the house. She like, no. Because JB was kind of like funny acting about dirty houses.
Okay.
And stuff like that. The house wasn't even dirty, but to her, she just a clean, real clean person.
Okay.
It's like, no, I don't want to go in them people's house. I don't want to sit on their furniture and all that stuff. I'm like, all right, I'll be right back. So I'm knocking on the door. My people's taking so long to come to the door. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They finally come to the door. As soon as I see her, as soon as I see my auntie,
Mm-hmm.
she about to open the door. I just hear a whole bunch of shots going off. You know what I'm saying?
Behind
me, I hear a whole bunch of shots going off. So I get down because I'm thinking they about to come to the side and start, shooting at me, and I ain't got nothing on me at the time.
Mm-hmm.
My cousin ran out with a gun. I'm like, perfect. So we ran out on the street. When we ran out, my driver was gone with no cars out there. I'm like,
She was in the. So what was the vehicle? She was in the car, like
she was in the
driveway
car.
or the street?
She was in the car.
Okay.
She was in the car on the street. So my cousin ran out with the gun or whatever, and we ran out in the front to see what's going on, and to, if somebody up on us, we gonna get them off us. Basically what happened, they walked up to my door and opened my door. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas opened my door,
Mm-hmm.
trying to get at me. End up hitting her up.
Where they hit her on the body?
They hit her on her side and in her arm. She didn't get hit in her head or her face, and just all on her side.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
How many
On the
times?
side where her heart at.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, on the side where her heart at too. So that.
The thing is, one, who the intended target. He claims that he was supposed to be the intended target because he said the shooters didn't know that he was standing on the side porch. They didn't see him get out the car, but they knew what side of the car he was on. That right there is contradictory in itself. Because how did they did not see you get out the car if they were following you within, so but they knew what side of the car you was on? Only thing is for that is if them niggas followed you, and then when you got to your destination, where you was about to get to your destination, they gave you some leeway and then you got out the car. But that just means you had to hop out the car like super fast as hell and them not see you. So it just this that part of the story really don't add up. And then also, for who Javina Brown seems to be as a person, why would somebody want to kill her? Like, especially in this fashion that they have to follow her around and things of that sort. And why would it be 600 Wu of all people? Because obviously, like I said, he got caught red-handed. He got caught with the car murder weapon. And I forgot to say, the cell phone tower. His phone was been in the area for an hour 50 minutes. So why would somebody need to wait? Why would it be someone from Chicago, specifically 600 Woo, in the instance that they were trying to kill Jovina Brown? But if he was the target, it just don't make a lot of sense in how you saying that they didn't see you or things of that sort, hop out the car, or they just knew what side of the car you was on and they opened the door up, seeing that it wants you, and still shot the person. Like that, the story don't really add up when you say things like that. But
I just ain't the nigga that's about to go around trying to clear no shit up, because it is what it is. As far as like, you know, I ain't about to be. Certain shit you can't entertain, bro, especially when it's absolutely nonsense. You see what I'm saying? But you do got a lot of motherfuckers, though, that go to the internet and think that everything they see on that bitch is facts. It's not a place for facts. You can see some shit dead in your face, chat, that's not true. So you think you can't be fooled by the fucking internet, bro?
what's also coming to light and coming out, and why people are thinking that maybe T Grizzley had something to do with his aunt. Well, besides it, one being 600 Woo and him still having a relationship with 600 and things of that sort, it shows that, you know, that shows one thing, that he may have something to do with it. Two, they're coming out for the reasonings for this is, one, they're saying it's a lot of conflicting stories. The wildest one is them saying that Jovina Brown was impregnated by T Grizzley, and I don't believe. I mean, I don't. It would be crazy as hell. I'm not putting it past that he might have. Like I said, that's not his aunt. That's really his uncle's wife, who's in prison supposedly. So I wouldn't put it past. You know, him of impregnating her. I just can't see with the other theories I'm about to say, him Ray Caruthing her, because that's exactly what that would have been. I cannot see that. I really just can't. I can't see that at all. So the other theories are that, one, well, it's kind of the same theory, but in two different ways. So one, they're saying that she was his manager as well, and that he signed a management deal basically, you know, when he first got hot, like around, you know, got out of prison, first day out time. And, you know, she owned part of his masters, and he was trying to get it back. And the other one is, I heard that said that he was in legal trouble while, you know, when he first got out of jail and got hot, and he had some like debt that he owed to the government, so he put everything in her name, so he didn't have to, you know, pay all that back in one big lump sum. When he first got money, he could do it back over time. So I believe, obviously, like you can already tell, I'm leaning towards the latter, that he definitely didn't, you know, do this because she was pregnant. I'm doing this over it because it has something to do with the Masters. I believe more of the second one, just because I don't know if a part of your Masters is enough to is enough to, you know, off somebody that's not trying to get your shit back. A part of your Masters, like, it's not like all of your shit, but the second theory of it, or the third theory, really being all of your shit, like he had signed over, so she really got control and she ain't trying to get control back. I can see that. I ain't even gonna lie. I can see somebody wanting to off somebody for that. So, and that's just way more believable. But basically, like I said, with the details of the story laid out, it's not looking good for T Grizzley. I don't think so at the moment. Obviously, I would hope that I hope he's not behind this, and, you know, that he goes to jail for this. But like I said, bro, it ain't looking good. It ain't looking good. But that's all I got to say, though. Like, share, subscribe, comment. IG TikTok bottom video, and we out.